You've got five heart rate zones, and they are essentially at different thresholds within building up to your max heart rate. And how much time do we spend in each of those zones dictates the energy system that we use. So zone 2, it's aerobic, like we're oxidizing fat, oxygen, and then we eventually starts to switch to anaerobic as we go through. Now, naturally, the higher you get, like you can't stay at zone 5 for very long. So that's when interval work comes in.
Or you know what? On the app that I use, they color code it really interestingly. So it starts off. If I put my app on there, it would be like light grey, and then it goes dark grey, blue, green, yellow, and red.
Yeah.
And like when it gets to red, I am literally like you talked about the guy dying before.
Yeah.
I literally think this is just no longer sustainable. But I feel better for it after I've done it intensively, and it's that element. And that's what we talked about, the intensity and the impact on the heart rate, isn't it?
Exactly. So you could go and do it a zone 2 run or cycle or row, for example, and you could sustain it for obviously different level of fitness, but you could sustain it for an hour, for example. If you're working through zone 4 and zone 5, there's no way you could ever sustain zone 4, zone 5. Maybe zone 4 for longer, but definitely not zone 5 for any period of time like that. So you have to dip into it, maximum sort of 30 seconds, 1 minute, 1.5 minutes, 2 minutes, and then you're back down again. So that's when you're using that intervals to actually spike through the thresholds. Gotcha. So let's just break it down. If we were to do 3 sessions a week, just 3 sessions a week. So 1 long zone 2 training session. We then have in between a full body resistance training session. So that's working, different muscle fiber types. So we've got some explosive work in there, some strength work, some hypertrophy work. The good thing with the resistance training, although it's not direct mobility work, you are putting the muscle in the joint through an active range of motion under load. It keeps you mobile, it keeps you more supple, but it means you strengthen the areas as well. It's even brilliant for bone density, which as we age is super important. So we're building and developing strength within those muscles, within those joints, within those tendons. We're putting them through an active range of motion, which means when you go, let's say running, for example, I can't tell you the positive impact resistance training would have on your ability to run. But people see it as, it's going to take away from doing that.
Yeah, but it doesn't.
It will massively boost performance. And then let's say, so we've done Monday, we've done Wednesday. Friday, we're doing our threshold work. So we're building up to zone 5. So we've got, just use an example of a treadmill here because it's a good system to utilize. We're on the treadmill, you're warming up for sort of 5 minutes, just gentle jog. And then you were to set the speed. So you increase the speed. Obviously, we're using our trackers. We're monitoring our heart rate until the point your heart rate, you're running quickly, your heart rate is peaking, like high zone 4, zone 5. Sustain that for as long as we feel like it's feasible, or have a tracking system in place that says, I want you to do it for this long until you stop. And then either turn the speed down on the treadmill and sustain that for 2.5 minutes, and then repeat that system, or stop completely. So jump off the treadmill, leave it running, jump off the treadmill, let the heart rate come back down, and then we're back on and we're spiking the heart rate again. So we've got 3 really balanced workouts that almost cover all bases there. You add in between, because mobility work doesn't need to take half an hour. You could do 5 to 10 minutes a night.
Stretch on every, just stretch, right?
First thing in the morning, or whilst you're watching TV at night, or the football game, or a bit of rugby, whatever it may be, you can quickly get on the carpet and do 1 round of full body stretches, and that's more than 90% of people are doing. It's going to have a positive impact. You do those things. Yeah. And obviously not everyone can work out 3 days a week plus the mobility work.